Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So, if I'm not too energetic in this video, if people have been following my community post health vlog things, I did get heat exhaustion. I did not feel good when I woke up today. I had a stomach ache. I had my head's been pounding all day. Was very dehydrated. I mean, I was drinking a lot, but if I'm not too excited in this video, it's because my head is just killing me so bad. And I don't think I could work out for another few days, so I haven't been feeling too great. So I am pushing this video out as hard as I possibly can. Pause, and yeah. So let's get straight into it. I want to go over the Eagles injury report going into week 1. I want to go into Bill Belichick. I want to go with the Jalen Hurts' press conference a little bit, a little snippet on Jonathan Gannon, and a few other things. So let's get straight into it. Enjoy the video.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So a few things to definitely go over here. I want to go over the Eagles injuries, and it's a clean bill of health for the Philadelphia Eagles going into this Sunday's game. Josh Jobe is the only one that he went into the medical tent today, and then he went straight inside into the NovaCare. We didn't know what it was. Hopefully it wasn't a serious injury or something like that, but it looked like it was just an illness. Probably wasn't feeling good. Could have just been mostly anything at that point. Probably just not feeling good, most likely. Hopefully it's just something it's really nothing that's going to spread to the team or something like that. So clean bill of health, and this is where you take Nick Sirianni's offseason plan, which last year I didn't agree with it too much. Remember, we're one of 3 teams that doesn't have mini camp in general, because we're one of 3 teams that kind of skips that whole process. You see the injuries that happen around the league. And obviously the Eagles have been banged up here and there from joint practices or some of the preseason games or something like that. But it's nice that it's a clean bill of health. We're ready to go for Sunday, and we're going in 100% healthy, which is really good. So very, very, very happy about that. Especially one of the most important injuries, because we don't want anybody to miss any games, especially when you're a brand new player drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's Nolan Smith. After the preseason game, the last one that Nolan Smith was in, it looked like he did get somewhat of a stinger injury, but the Eagles, we know what they did as soon as he got injured. They didn't, try to put him out at practice. They didn't try to rush him back. They literally wrapped him up in bubble wrap. That's all they did. We knew that it was going to be, we knew the injury, the shoulder injury that Nolan Smith had, they were just going to, from, warning, cautionary, not put him in, not bring him in, back as fast as possible. And that's what they were doing with a lot of players. And glad Nolan Smith is 100% healthy now and is ready to go. So I respect the team that's not pushing players over their limits. If they get a little injury, they rest them if needed. And obviously the Eagles know that, Nolan Smith is making it, made the team, obviously, and he'll be in the rotation, probably in the second rotation for the defensive ends as of right now. And however he's going to be used for the Patriots game is going to be interesting as well. So we'll be looking at a lot of things when the defense is on the field and Sean Desai, and it's interesting. So it's nice that the Eagles have been treating the offseason very well and not rushing players back. Nolan Smith, 100%. Couldn't be any happier about it. Now, Jalen Hurts at his press conference, okay? Nobody owes Jalen Hurts a damn thing, okay? When it comes to, it's just funny, the narrative is so different now from Jalen Hurts being drafted a few years ago, and now it's a totally different story. It's like, he was asked a question about, was it, Bill Belichick said that, he would have drafted you, and then, and then obviously Jerry Jones said he would have drafted him. Like all these teams are starting to eat their own words. Depending if they said anything bad about Jalen Hurts in the draft process or whatnot. And, Hurts is just sitting there like, it's like, I didn't hear that they wanted me this bad. They didn't want me before. You know what I mean? So Hurts owes nobody a freaking thing. And I think teams are starting to really regret not drafting this kid. And trust me, like, I was a huge fan of Jalen Hurts. I just wasn't a fan of drafting him in the second round. We were paying a quarterback top money. That was it. I like Jalen Hurts. It's just, our financial situation, and your second round pick should be on the field. I guess it was a blessing in disguise because nobody was talking about Jalen Hurts. And I was one of those people that wasn't talking about Jalen Hurts, really, when he was drafted. And I wasn't really happy about it, and that's just the truth. I wasn't. And then, giving him a chance to excel and, get into the into the playbook a little bit and, gradually becoming that pocket passer that he is and what he is today. I mean, I went into last year saying this is it. Like, this is going to guarantee if Jalen Hurts is going to get a contract or not come, in the offseason, for the 2023 offseason. I said if he plays at least 20% better, if we get at least, if he plays 20% better, he wins one playoff game, then I'll feel pretty good, But we did a lot more than that. He played 90 to 95% better and got to the Super Bowl last year. So didn't win it, but there's some good things to come. And, I don't care what these other coaches say. How these other coaches are starting to regret themselves not drafting this kid. Now they're saying, oh, we would have drafted him. Oh, he was there. Oh, we were thinking about it. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay. So Hurts is just like, like he doesn't care. I mean, these are dumb questions anyway. Like, who gives a shit? Bill Belichick, and when Bill says things, it's, if he goes in depth with things, it's pretty serious. Like, usually, like, if he doesn't want to talk about something, he'll say, good, they're all right. He'll just, how he is with the media, So Hurts is ready for Sunday, ready to go. And it's time to get these guys on track. And this offense is going to be more explosive and can't wait for that. And obviously, we speaking of Bill Belichick and, talked a lot of good things about the Philadelphia Eagles. Said, it's the best front that he's, the pass rush that he's seen in a long time with depth behind it. Someone even asked him a question about, they have Malik Cunningham as a backup quarterback over there. He's like, Malik Cunningham, like, do you think he could turn to a Jalen Hurts? And Bill Belichick is like, there's no one that's going to turn to Jalen Hurts. His work ethic, his demeanor, he went into a lot of depth. He was really detailed on, the Eagles, a team that rebuild a couple times. Went from Chip, went to Doug, went to Nick Sirianni, very successful. Went from Carson Wentz to Jalen Hurts, very successful. This team is beyond successful. And that's what he kind of said about the team, how impressed he was in the process and who they've been hiring. And the team looks better than they've ever been in years. And it's a lot of good things to kind of take from this. Bill Belichick, if he doesn't want to answer much of anything, he won't say much of anything in these press conferences. But he was very detailed in Jalen Hurts. He was very detailed in Eagles positions. The defensive line is one of the best. The pass rush. He's got a lot on his hands. Bill O'Brien is, an offensive coordinator, I think, first time this year. They've switched offensive coordinators the past couple years. Juju Smith-Schuster might not play in this game, so they're down a wide receiver. So maybe Jalen Reagor will move up to the active roster. They have a good amount of running backs. Ezekiel Elliott will probably tote the rock a little bit in the game as well. Mac Jones really needs to run the ball on the Eagles. Otherwise, they are going to eat him alive. And I'm not really a big fan of Mac Jones at all. I give him another year. I'd probably say another year. If he doesn't really do much this year, I think they're going to be second to last or probably last in that division, most likely. I mean, I don't really see them doing much of anything unless they really surprise anybody, but I highly doubt it. So Bill said a lot of nice things. Nice to hear other coaches, especially Bill has a lot of respect from the league and, that the Eagles have come a long way and everything that they have done the past, 4 to 5, years has been, they've been building towards another great team that hopefully the Eagles can keep together. And I think they will. And the future is very bright. And I think a lot of teams are starting, a lot of head coaches around the league are starting to know that when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles and what they've been doing in the draft and the cap numbers for these players and how they're able to, keep the cap hits low and pay the guys what they want and, locking guys up and a lot of loyalty with the Philadelphia Eagles, guys coming back for less money like Fletcher Cox and James Bradbury and some of these other guys, you know what I mean? And what they're doing in trades, what they're doing in the draft, what they're doing in the undrafted free agent pool is absolutely just, I've never heard of it. I mean, it's just a very big collective effort from the front office to the players and guys working together to make really good decisions. And it's been fantastic and will be a fantastic group for years to come. And Bill has recognized that with the Eagles. Totally true. Bill might be, I don't know how long he's going to be a head coach for, but Mac Jones, I could probably guess, is going to get sacked. I would say he's going to get sacked like 6 to 9 times in this game. I would have to say, if they're not running the ball that much, I don't know. Sean Desai is going to be the final piece of the puzzle against this offense, which really hasn't, even with Juju Smith-Schuster playing, it's still, it doesn't worry me too much. It doesn't worry me at all. So that's all I got to say about that. And some good info from Bill on the Philadelphia Eagles. And then finally, Jonathan Gannon. I know this is stupid, but like this was circulating so much today. And it says, update, Jonathan Gannon, who was the Eagles DC during the Super Bowl 57 against the Chiefs, admits that he was the reason they lost. Now, it says Gannon, now the head coach of the Cardinals, said, I'm the reason we lost the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts scored 4 touchdowns, gained nearly 400 yards by himself, scoring 35 points, but the Eagles allowed 38 points. Okay. It was to a point where Gannon, I so wish the Eagles were playing the Cardinals early in the year. We don't have the Cardinals till the second to last game of the season, okay? So it might not even matter. It might not even matter at all, okay? Between everything that's happened, I think he's probably going to be one of the most hated coaches in Philadelphia because he acted like he knew what he was doing, and he was literally shadowed by really good players. He probably had the best roster that he would have ever had in his career on a team as a defensive coordinator, and the players have bailed him out twice, 3 times, 4 times. His roster was so gifted that the players have bailed him out plenty of times. Okay? And I mean, I'm already done with this, but I'm definitely not going to forget it, no doubt. So by the time the second to last game comes, with the Cardinals, we're probably going to clinch that first seed regardless. Probably going to be in the playoffs regardless. They're probably not going to do much that game. If they clinch a little bit earlier, hopefully they don't, hopefully, we use Jalen Hurts a lot better. And, I think what kind of screwed us last year was using Jalen Hurts way too much, ran him way too much in that Bears game, got that shoulder injury. He thought he broke his collarbone, which he didn't, thank God. And, we had Minshew in there for a couple games and didn't really do well. And we thought it wasn't going to be as bad as it was, but I don't know. Maybe Minshew's looking a little bit better now. When we're seeing what Marcus Mariota is doing as a backup quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I think this man is going to be one of the most hated people in Philadelphia because he really just didn't fucking care. And the illegal tampering and all that was going on. And now he's being smug. He wasn't even showing up to the press conferences when he became the head coach. Like the inductor press conference he showed up to, and there was this press conference he didn't show up to because people are going to be asking him about the Super Bowl and why he did, so he had excuses for it. He said, how were we top in sacks? How many sacks did we get last year? Like he had all these excuses in front of the Cardinals media, like going over statistics, but you didn't win the most important game. That was his worst game of the season, was the Super Bowl. That was his worst coached game he had statistically of the year, and it shows. And now he's being all smug and like a smart ass about it, and is like, I'm the reason why we lost, in a really like condescending way, being a total dick. And that's fine. It's what it is. But maybe we'll play stars in that game. I don't know. We'll find out what happens later on, but it should be interesting. So we went over the injury, the clean bill of health for the Philadelphia Eagles. Nolan Smith, especially, very important for this defense and how they're going to use him, and off the ball linebacker as an edge rusher. Jalen Hurts' press conference, and now head coaches and everybody's, we would have drafted him. We would have drafted, all this stuff that's going on with him. It's just ready, man. I mean, these questions are stupid. They ask him really dumb ones during the year every time. Bill said, who cares what Bill said? And obviously Bill had a lot of good things to say about the Philadelphia Eagles and over the years. He's been around a long time. He's seen this team is rebuilt twice. I mean, I would say this team is rebuilt 3 times, really. I mean, Chip Kelly, they rebuilt. Doug, they rebuilt, and Nick, they pretty much rebuilt as well. So the team, the Eagles have rebuilt this team like 3 times in a matter of, a good decade and a half, you know what I mean? So it's a lot. The Eagles were never known to switch head coaches for a long time, never did that, and a lot of decisions here. Now Jalen Hurts is getting all this, Bill would have drafted you, and Jerry Jones would have drafted you. And he's like, now he's hearing all these teams that would have drafted him, and I think they're eating their own words, and Hurts is just going to prove even more further now, because no quarterback has the mentality of Jalen Hurts. Nobody. They might act like they do. Nobody has the work ethic. No one puts in the time like Jalen Hurts does. There's not, besides Patrick Mahomes, there's really, maybe Allen, maybe, or somebody, there's really not much out there that's putting in the work that these quarterbacks put in and the pressure they have on them, every season. You know what I mean? So kind of nuts. But other than that, that's pretty much it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will have more news tomorrow. You guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.